Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Konshu, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro. That's right, we have collected this entire wave to... What? What do you mean we didn't collect and review this entire wave? Oh, most of this wave sucked ass. Oh, okay. Well, we've taken a look at a few of the figures from this wave, and now we're taking a look at the Build-A-Figure, the man, the myth, the legend, the Egyptian god, not to be confused with Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, or Winged Dragon of Ra from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because no, it is not time to duel. It is time to look at a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, and that, of course, is good old Konshu here. We've looked at Howard the Duck earlier today. Check that review out if you haven't already. In fact, here he is, absolutely dwarfed by Konshu. But birds of a feather gotta flock together, what can I say? And both of these guides are, well, birds. So, here you go. Get him out of the way. That's your size comparison because my Moon Knight from the Strange Tales and or Blackheart Build-A-Figure wave, I can't get to him right now. He is buried. And so are all my other Moon Knights from the comic variety. I don't have the Disney Plus ones, but I do want to get Mr. Knight. That's a comic book thing, and that pretty much looks like a comic book figure, so I'm going to have to pick him up at some point. I want that figure. So, with that being said, the only other figures I looked at from this wave are the Zombie Iron Man and Scarlet Witch from What If. I think this Howard the Duck is from What If too, but at any rate, today we're looking at Konshu. He is from the Moon Knight series, which, based off what I heard through the grapevine, kind of sucked, much like most Disney Plus endeavors. So, yeah. That said, his only accessory is this ginormous staff. I have a ginormous staff too, but I'm not going to brag about it. It's got the moon on the end, and it is freaking taller than he is. Like, holy cow. And I just like that the only way we get, like, decent-sized baths now is if they're anorexic like me. So, taking a closer look at the man in question, as you can see, very skinny. Very skinny. That said, I'm half tempted to take these robes off to show you the articulation. I don't know if I can do that. Can I? I think I can. Yes, I can. Alright. There. He's got a peg on here for some stupid reason, and no, it doesn't really peg in there. I'm also kind of curious, how does he look without those? He looks okay, I guess. If you want to have a more bare bones Konshu, that works. It totally works. But as far as articulation goes, his head is just on a singular ball peg. It can look up this far, it can look down that far. It does have a little bit of tilt, and it does, of course, rotate. Shoulders will go out to the side about this far. Go back down, they'll rotate around. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. Which, truth be told, you get enough out of the bottom elbow to get by. He doesn't really need the top one, but it is there. He's got a swivel hinge wrist. This wrist has the appropriate hinge for holding stuff. This wrist doesn't, but it's more of a gesture hand. But you can't have a two-handed staff like I did for the URL of this video. That said, this arm, for me at least, the bicep feels like it wants to pop off. Doesn't feel like it wants to break, so I don't need to put any lubricant in there, but it does feel like it wants to pop off when I go to move it. So be careful with that. Diaphragm joint works just fine. It does rotate. It does lean back about this far. forward about this far. It does tilt side to side. Hips will kick out to the side. Pretty good splits. Not too shabby. There's Spider-Man that can't even do that, and they got birthing hips. He can kick forward pretty well too. He does have a thigh cut. That works fine. I heated up these parts to get them in. Like, I heated up the legs, and then I heated up the torso, and then I heated up the head. I might even put a dab of soap on the head. He's got this weird clear neck thing, and I don't want the peg to snap on the top of that, but it's not like tight where it's like, oh my god, it's gonna break. But, you know, better to be safe than sorry. Double knee. He can kick his own ass. Holy shit. You know, really kick his own ass. And then he does have the hinge in the foot with the rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet, but he could stand okay. It's not a problem I've had with this figure. Let's see if I can get his robe back on. Very tight shoulder hinges, but not to where I feel like I need to do all the work I did to get him to work like black hearts. Let's see, can I get his hand through there? This robe. His thumb is caught. There we go. Yeah, this is not the easiest thing to get back in here, but once you get it, it's fine. Just kind of sits. Just kind of shits on him. There you go. There is Konshu with his robes back on. Let's give him his staff of himself. I was about to say the staff of Ra, but he ain't the sun. Or he ain't the moon, he's the sun. So, there you go. There is Konshu with his staff and his robes and his crazy Egyptian looking ass all back together. Like the figure a lot, man. I think he's cool. I don't typically mix MCU with comic, but Konshu pretty much just looks like this most of the time. So, you know, it is what it is. Would I prefer a comic book one? Abso-freaking-lutely, but we're probably never going to get that. So, I mean, we haven't even got the ancient one for Doctor Strange, for crying out loud. And that's why he's Doctor Strange. One of the reasons. So, moving him over so he's centered. Why don't we bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith right here. In the infamous Relevant Spawn, who's not towering over everyone today because Konshu is, in fact, a Build-A-Figure. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the fact that the wave you needed to buy to put this guy together is, well, for lack of a better term, super friggin' weak sauce. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. The Disney Plus stuff is not the best thing Marvel has ever done in the past 5-10 years, to say the very least. I'm gonna tell you that if you manage to get the crap figures on clearance anyways, I mean, a lot of them are crap figures, but if you manage to get them on clearance, get them on sale, get them for a deal, put this guy together and put him with the Moon Knight from the somewhat recent Strange Tales and or Blackheart Build-A-Figure wave, I think you'll be aces. I really like this Konshu figure. I had to have him for my Moon Knight, at least one of my Moon Knights. I got 5 of his ass, and I'm happy with it. Could it have been better? Of course it could. Everything can always be better, especially when Hasbro makes it. But at the end of the day, for what I paid, for what I have into it, yes, I like this Konshu Build-A-Figure quite a bit. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.